So then first example, we had positive and positive, positive 1 and positive 1 in the eliminating letter. Now we are going to consider another example. It's like this, right? The second example I write is 4x minus y equal to 10 and x minus y equal to 1. Equation 1 and equation 2, I write the coefficient of each variable 4 and 1, and y I have 1 and 1. So then I can eliminate this one. After deciding the eliminating letter, so then I look at the sign of the coefficient of the eliminating letter. So this is -1 and -1. So that means I have similar sign, negative, negative. If I have the similar signs, what I want to do, I want to do the subtraction. So then either you can decide that 2 subtract from 1 or 1 subtract from 2. Here I decide to subtract 2 from 1 because I can see when I look at the x value, 4x is higher than x. When I look at the numbers, 10 is bigger than 1. Therefore, I decide to subtract 2 from 1. So then here I write 1 minus 2. Then how I'm going to write the equations? 4x minus y, subtract, open the bracket, x minus y equal to 10 minus 1. So then the 4x minus y minus x minus times x minus x. Now look at this. Minus times minus y, it becomes positive y equal to 9, right? Now you should be able to understand why I ask you to put the bracket. So when I have the bracket, if not, I just write it as minus x minus y. I just write them, so nothing changed. So then it is wrong. Then when I'm writing the second portion, always, maybe I'm adding, maybe I'm subtracting. I show the addition or the subtraction with the sign. Then I open the bracket before writing the second component, the second equation components. Here that x minus y is the component of the second equation. I wrote it inside the bracket. Then the next step, I solved it. So then how I'm going to solve it in front of the bracket? Now I have negative sign, negative times x negative x, right? And you know that we have learned these things grade 6 and 7. So then the negative times negative y, that becomes positive y, right? So then what I do, I cancel negative y and positive y. Then I have 4x minus x equal to 9. Then 3x equal to 9. So then that means x equal to 3, right? If 3x is equal to 9, x equal to 3. Now, after finding the x value, what is our next step? I'll write as x is equal to 3, then I want to consider another equation. So what is the equation here I'm going to get? I get x minus y. It is easier for me. X minus y is equal to 1, right? Consider equation 2. X minus y equal to 1, right? So then I keep x and that bring positive y to this side, negative. So positive 1 become negative 1 and negative y become positive y. So then I rewrite y is equal to x minus 1, y is equal to 3 minus 1, y is equal to 2, right? Therefore, x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. Now, I want to double check whether my calculations are correct. 4x minus y. I quickly write here 4x minus y. The other equation I take. 4x means 4 times x minus y. Then 4 times 3 minus 2. So then the 4 times 3, 12. 12 minus 2. it is 10. And I go up and see whether they have given 10. Yes, it is 10. So that means my calculations are correct. So this is how you double check whether your calculated answers are correct or wrong. So then we will move to another example. So that is x minus 2y equal to 1. And 3x plus 2y equal to 19. X minus 2y equal to 1 and 3x plus 2y equal to 19. So then here equation 1 and 2, the same thing we do with it, right? Then I take the coefficient here, that is 1 and 3. If I look at the y, it is 2 and 2, right? So then easily, don't think that always we want to eliminate y first. All the three examples we took so far that we had to eliminate y, that doesn't mean you always want to eliminate y. So depending on the situation, so looking at the coefficient, you decide either you are going to eliminate x or y. But here all the three examples we came across, we had to eliminate y. So I repeat, that doesn't mean that it is always y. Now here 2 and 2, so then we decide the eliminating letter. And after deciding eliminating letter, what's my next task? To look at the sign of the eliminating letter, sign of the coefficient of the eliminating letters. So then here it is negative 2 and positive 2, right? So then we can write that when we have the different signs, what we do? We just add the equation if it is the different signs. So how I'm going to write it here, 1 plus 2. So then the x minus 2y plus, that means you are going to add what? The second equation. So then we open the bracket and I write 3x plus 2y equal to 1 plus 19. Then I solve the bracket, x minus 2y plus 3x plus 2y equal to 20. Then negative 2y, positive 2y, like this. So then we have x plus 3x equal to 20. So then 4x equal to 20. So then the x is equal to 5, right? We found the x value. After finding the x value, how we are going to find the next one? We write x is equal to 5 and we consider one of the equation, right? We'll see that what equation we are going to select. Here, we can decide anything. I'll move to the equation 1, x minus 2y. X minus 2y equal to 1. So equation 1 here. Right? So I want to find the y value now. So then x minus 1 equal to 2y. And 2y is equal to x minus 1. 2y is equal to 5 minus 1. 2y is equal to 4. And y is equal to 2. Right? So then we conclude it, therefore, x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 2. So quickly I move to my working column and I get the other equation, 3x plus 2y. 3x plus 2y. 3x plus 2y, that means 3 times x plus 2 times y, and then I write 3 times 5 and 2 times 2. 3 times 5, 15, 2 times 2, 4. The answer is 19. So then I want to check whether they have given 19. Yes, they have given 19. That means my calculations are correct. Right. Now I'm going to take a completely different example. Look at this. 2x plus 3y equal to 4 and 4x plus y equal to -2. I do the same thing, equation 1 and 2. So those steps are common for all the questions. And then I write the coefficient of x, so that is 2 and 4. Then I write the coefficient of y, it is 3 and 1. Now you just look at these children, that when you look at the coefficients, now I can't figure out that the which one will be remaining, because we have different coefficients, 2, 4 and 3, 1. In that case, Pute, what we want to do, we want to convert one of the coefficients. We want to make them equal, right? So then different students or the different teachers will bring this in different ways. I would say, for an example, one might think that it's easier for me to convert the x2 into x4. And the other child might think that I am going to convert the y1 into y3. It doesn't matter. You can decide either you are going to eliminate x first or y first. Based on that, you make them equal, right? So here what I do, I will take x, not because of anything, that all the 3 examples we did, we eliminated y, no? Therefore, I just take here the x as the elimination letter, nothing special. You can do that, either you can convert the y1 into y3 and you can eliminate y, or we can convert x2 into x4 and eliminate x. How can I convert x2 into x4? I want to multiply the equation 1 by 2, right? 2 times 2x, 4x, 2 times 3, 6y, 2 times 4, 8. So that is equation 3, right? Equation 3. So then I have the deal now with equation 2 and 3. Equation 2, you have 4x, and equation 3, you have 4x, right? So then we have the same thing. Let's say that what we can do now. Now I write here that x is having 4 and 4 and y is having 1 and 6, right? So then I have 4 and 4. That means my eliminating letter is x. So then I want to look at the sign of the eliminating letter. So then it is positive, positive. So that means I want to subtract. How I'm going to subtract the 2 from 3? I told you that no hard and fast rule. You can decide either way. So here I take equation 2, subtract from equation 3. So then here 4x plus 6y, subtract the equation 4x plus y, right? 4x plus y equal to 8, subtract -2. Look at this carefully. 8 subtract -2. Okay. That subtraction is the math operation, and the other negative sign is the sign of the next number, -2. So you want to be mindful when you are dealing with the negative signs also. 4x plus 6y subtract 4x plus y, 8 subtract -2. Now we will simplify the bracket. So then here we have 4x plus 6y, -4x, -y equal to 8 plus 2. Because you know, when you have 8 subtract -2, when you have negative, negative, it is positive. Positive 2. So then the 4x and 4x. So then 6y minus y, it is 5y equal to 10. Y is equal to 2. Now I found the y value. The same way, Pute, we write as y is equal to 2. I consider one of the equation, but keep that in your mind. You want to consider one of the original equations. For an example, if I take 2x plus 3y, I take 2x plus 3y equal to 2x plus 3y equal to 4. Then I want to find the 2x, keep 2x here. 4 minus 3y. So then the 2x is equal to 4 minus 3 times 2. 2x equal to 4 minus 6. 2x is equal to negative 2. X is equal to negative 1. Right? So then I write there for x is equal to negative 1 and y is equal to 2. Right? So then quickly I go to the working column and I want to double check. 4x plus y, right? We take 4x plus y. 4x plus y means 4 times x plus y. Then 4 times negative 1 plus y. So then that is negative 4 plus 2. The answer is negative 2. We'll see whether it is negative 2. Yes, it is negative 2. Right? Here, the latter part of the sum, that it is very similar to the earlier 3 examples. Only the first few steps will be different. Why? We want to have common coefficients. One of the variable, maybe x or y, you can decide it. Here I took the equation 1 and that I converted the 2x into 4x. For that, I want to multiply the whole equation by 2. So then I created another equation and I number it as number 3. Now my deal is within between 2 and 3, that I ignore the equation 1 for the time being. And then I look at the coefficient of x. It is positive 4, positive 4. When I have the same sign, I want to do the subtraction, right? So then I subtract and do the rest as usual.